Hi everybody, Mike Hamilton from Trade Easy Way. These indices actually get down on Sunday. This little bar here is the Sunday Open. I think I can switch it off, but I've left it on for now. So that's Sunday Open. So we come into today's market and pick back up right into last week's highs. Crazy. Well, it's not crazy if you think of the sort of fundamentals we're seeing from the US. 4.3 GDP. I would just say, didn't mean to do that. Never mind. We had core durable goods coming in at a whacking great number. So the fundamentals are strong. Obviously more so for the US and much more so for the US and the UK. But yeah, so at the moment we look as if we can. This is a bull flag, and these dips are getting bought. If we dip into the Sunday price anytime soon, then that is viable. So I actually have 750 marked, 757 40 marked to buy this week, but we dipped down there on Sunday and pushed up, so that plan's scuppered. But like I said, any retest of 49,000 or certainly into the Sunday Open range, the Asian Open, that is a buy to see if we can break these highs and keep going. They go to 50,000 plus. So the closest we got to 50,000 is 49,700 roughly. Let's see if we can get there. And then a quick look at the UK. So the UK has been pulling back, but this 10,000's held, and we are looking, and we're trying to build again. There's a lot of earnings in the US, but very little in the UK. We've got Lloyds Bank on Thursday. Let's have a look at Lloyds Bank. I haven't looked at it for some reason. I've not kept track of them. Right. So Lloyds Bank is doing extremely well. So from these lows of 38, we're up here at 103. Looking higher. Volume is still holding up. So any pullbacks to £1 is potentially viable to see if we can go and find. What can we go and find? 106 is the next stop, and potentially 110 upwards on Lloyds Bank. So markets are good. Let me talk about a screw up of mine. Well, it's currently a screw up. This is Relx. Used to be Reed Elsevier, what they used to call it. So I bought this support at 29.75, and here we are at 28.70. So we look as if we could come under at the moment. Come and see 27.5. So we had a decent push up here in the first week of 26, found some resistance, and then did a deeper retracement. However, you can see the RSI is now back down to the low point, and we're coming down on volume. This is a concern. Intra week it looked fine, but end of day and so on just didn't pan out. So I'm going to take some heat on this. I'm not leveraged, of course. So if what I was going to say is, when I get my act together, if we turn around and close above 29.50, 30 any time in the next few days, then I think this can start to pick up. But in the meantime, this is looking like 27.5. Here we come on Relx. And update on SBG. Looks as if that could come back down to 175, 180. EasyJet sitting on a lot of support here, so keep a close eye on EasyJet. The one I was going to draw your attention to is I'll skip that. Let's just get a recap on stocks like on slow ones like BT. So we're a nice move into 190, stayed up there a couple of days, and now so far this week we are coming back into this support. There's a big cross of averages here. So if this holds, then we could come back to 190 and then start to climb to 220, etc. If any stage soon that gets above under 175, then forget it. This could drop to 170, 160, etc. Alright, but all the time we hold this trend line breakout and this pullback holds, this could start to climb. Volumes are not giving that confirmation at the moment, so we want to see a higher close with a higher positive volume to see if that can pick up off these supports, because that's getting close to my entry point. So look at gold. Yeah, let's look at Rio and Glencore. So gold has more than busted through the 5,000 mark. Sorry, gone up to 5,100 and then holding this 50.80, 50.70. If we close well here and break this high, then we're going next stop 52, 5,500. All right, that is an extension level, but at the moment, judging by that volume, they're not letting it go. So my only concern with this is why is the safe haven so strong? Yes, the dollar's weak. I tell you what, if the dollar really gives way, really caves in and breaks support here and drops lower, and gold can, is gold just going to continue? Are we looking at $5,500, $6,000? Who knows? And what does that mean for the stocks? Because if the old reserve currency dies, and at this stage Bitcoin is sitting on all this support, so we're at quite a pivotal moment in the markets as we come into the end of January. So gold and miners, etc., are doing incredibly well, but just be careful. Markets do tend to dip into February, March. Right, Rio. Close to all-time highs, isn't it? Yes, all-time highs. So the main pullback areas, if you want to get in this, you're probably gonna have to buy. If you're lucky, you'll see 63. Volumes are all right, but just it's been on a good run, and the support is all the way down there at 63. So if you see 63 anytime soon, then I would, and you want to get in this, I would buy that, but I wouldn't give it that big a stop because we're so high. So that's Rio. And Glencore, pretty much a similar picture. Yeah, here we are at 5. If we pull back to 480, 465, £5 to hold, then we could be heading for 568, 570. If we go back under 490, then I think we're going to do, we're going to see 433, 430 pretty quick. But if we do and that holds, then that's the breakout area. That if we boomerang back to 425, 427, and then we subsequently hold, then that's a great place to get in. That's my only advice on this, because once things run, it's very, very tricky to measure a stock once their RSI is this high. This RSI can stay high for as long as it likes. It's not. I wouldn't necessarily say that's going to suddenly fall off, and we're going to go and find the other end of that channel. So if it stays bullish, my best advice is to try and buy 475, 480 and if that fails, then we could be coming all the way back to 430. But in the meantime, it's high. It looks higher. Volumes are sustaining this at the moment. Yeah, that's my best advice. All right, thanks, and see you soon.